greatest superhero RPG from Green Ronin Publishing, taking place in the original setting of LaFondy. Mutants and Masterminds is a D20-based system that allows players and GMs to create stories featuring all of the greatest heroes of their imagination. One of the fun things about Mutants and Masterminds is the inclusion of the hero point. These hero points allow your heroes to re-roll a die, take an extra action, recover from dangerous conditions, make small scene edits, or use their powers in creative ways. Each hero starts with one of these hero points and can gain points for good role-playing, funny jokes, clever decisions, having their characters' complications used against them, and by your generosity. That's right. If you subscribe, renew a subscription, or donate bits to the stream, you will generate a hero point that you can then give to the player of your choice. We are a small but growing streaming network, and those follows, subscriptions, likes, and comments, both here on Twitch and over on YouTube, help to keep us visible, growing, and paying our bills. Now, let's meet our heroes for tonight, shall we? Say, what's next, heroes?
What's next, heroes?
Oh, that. Thanks, Chris.
I tried that time. I did.
Yep.
You're the only one I think who didn't try ever.
No, I most weeks I genuinely try. It's just wow.
I think we all normally try it.
Okay, heroes.
We just got a sub as well. I just heard the notification.
Oh.
From a Miss Aunt Puppy.
Oh, I'm not even going to ask. Just write it down.
You've heard that.
I also resubscribed earlier, but I will give my point to Emerald because then it goes to everyone.
See?
And then another sub.
And that's
from
why you're
Aaron.
the leader.
Calvin's thinking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'll give mine to the GM.
All right.
Oh,
Well.
Yes, someone had to.
Why did you betray us?
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
And everyone go ahead and take a hero point from me.
We haven't even started yet. So, heroes, let's go ahead and have you introduce yourselves, tell us your name, who you're playing, and answer our question of the week, which is, if your character could change one thing from their past, what would it be, and why? And let's start with someone I don't know that we've ever started with before. Aunt Puppy.
Son of a bitch.
You're
I
welcome.
want to hear everyone else's answer.
Got this. You got this.
I'm Aunt Puppy. I play who do I play? Oh, Elliot.
Alexandra.
It's like Keone. I'm like 6 months behind. I play Elliot, or Alexandrite, the GemStar of magic. To answer the question of the day, I think other than being born, I don't think that she would really change anything in her past, because she doesn't really know anything else. She just wouldn't want to be, now seeing LaFondy, she maybe doesn't want to have been born there in Shadowfall, but she doesn't really have much to compare it to. So I think other than just not having wanted to be born to begin with, I don't think she would have wanted to change anything in her history. Because she kind of likes the idea that, she doesn't go along with her family and she does her own thing. And
She wouldn't like the idea of maybe, the queen not conquering her planet.
see, but to her, that's just normal. Like she doesn't really have an affinity to any sort of area.
She also wasn't alive when that happened.
Yeah, so she just kind of just accepts what happened as what happened, and that's just normal. So
It's history, not history while they're alive.
yeah. Well, we don't get to learn the history. We're just told that we're better than everybody. So I will pass it to Jemmy. Mighty Mo.
Wait.
Jimmy's not ready. If you're playing bingo with us tonight, that was the moment where you can check off Jimmy's not ready.
Despite bragging about the fact that she would be ready.
I was ready for the question at least, but I wasn't ready to be called on. Hi, I'm Jamie. I play Mary, Morganite, our lovely little gemstar of healing, and totally not, the magical girl of friendship. Totally. And to answer, the one real thing Mary would want to change about her past would be not losing her brother, honestly. Like, if it could be anything, it's like, yeah, not having my brother disappear. I'd like him to not be gone. I'd like to have my family. But
Would be nice, wouldn't it?
it would be.
But that would completely ruin another campaign.
Mm.
So, I mean, that's what she liked, but I mean, I guess if it's like brother's not an option, just even mom not being so overprotective.
Mom having her Xanax owl sooner.
I would rather not have the owl be the one doing it. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna pass it over to Brandon.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brandon, and I play Kingsley Palace, aka Jade Crystal, aka the Emerald Gemstar of Fortune. And if Kingsley could change one thing, it'd be one of two ways of changing the same thing. Pretty much the only thing to have ever gone wrong in her life. Either her parents just plain weren't kidnapped, or her parents had told her about Project Atlas so that she could be prepared and have a chance to prevent them from being kidnapped.
Ooh, they're so juicy. I can't wait till you find out.
So, that's probably it. Because the only other thing she's concerned about isn't really in the past. So, and with that, and no particular reason for this transition whatsoever, I'll pass it to Calvin.
Ooh. Before I go, we did get a very startling alert because it played two alert sounds at the same time. But someone gifted a sub, a Miss Violent Violet gifted a sub.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, it actually looks like someone gave Miss Violent Violet.
Oh, I totally misread that.
sub.
An anonymous gifter gifted the sub, and then Miss Violent Violet received it.
So cool.
That's
I
how
didn't know
Twitch
you
works.
could do that on Twitch.
Yeah,
Super.
that's the only reason I've ever had any subscription to us.
True.
Neat. All right, well, I'm Calvin, and I today am playing Arcelia, aka Ruby, the Gemstar of Strength. And if there was one thing she could change from her past is mostly pretty good, except for that one little incident in the mountains above the Opanon that sort of left her with this intense fear of heights that even as a Gemstar, she has not been able to overcome. It's probably of the weakness of the flaws in herself that she's aware of, or whatever you want to call them. It's the one that she is most frustrated by. But again, that's not the one she's aware of. There's probably other stuff she needs to work on that she's not fully aware of. And with that, I'll pass it off to Aaron.
Hey, everybody. I'm Aaron. I am playing Braylon, the Amber Gemstar of Transmutation, who also happens to really be a Gru. It's not their fault. And my answer to the question of the day is, well, the obvious answer is that they would prefer not to have spent the first part of their existence as a part of a collective consciousness dedicated to conquering the galaxy. But if we are only talking about the past, since they've, had free will, they would prefer it if they had had enough free will and awareness that they hadn't killed Braylon, that they had just gone into the back to the tribe and basically said, hey, I'm lost, I need help, and not killed Braylon first.
Maybe a light maiming.
I mean, preferably not attacked Braylon at all. But on the other hand, when they did that, they weren't really in control of themselves. So they'd prefer that, but they also know that there's no way that could have happened. So, and I guess that leaves me to pass it to Joe.
Yep. Which I'm so glad I'm going after you, because it's going. Bear with me for a minute, because yeah, this
He's
one struck a
happy
chord.
the game instead.
I'm sorry. Instinctually, I was like, well, Soda wouldn't want her parents dead. Like, she would be like, I changed that about my past, but then like 2 seconds later, I'm like, but that's the entire like Darkfall didn't happen. Like, that's, she's not going to be able to ask for that, and she also wouldn't change it to like make it to where she went with her parents, because she's like, no, I'm glad I'm alive. Like, it sucks they died, but however, she would have followed her instincts and followed Braylon when they went on their spirit quest, or what is it called? What?
I think that's what it is called.
Rite of passage.
That one. Yeah. Because at the time, like, she didn't want Braylon to go on their own, and she felt off about it, and that's why she gave the ginger snaps as good luck. Like, she didn't feel okay about it, and she would have just followed her instincts and went with them anyways. Not with the intention of like, I will make sure my Braylon stays alive. No, it was literally because she feels if she would have been there, she would have been able to prevent Braylon's death, and she still would have been able to be friends with this Braylon. And so she'd be able to have both. Like, that's the one thing that she would go back and change, is to have both Braylons. And that I give to the Game Master.
Oh, I just love how much you guys don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Do you love it as much as you love bragging about how much we don't know?
Almost.
No, they can't love anything.
Yeah, I know. So, when last we saw our magical girls, they had returned to Ithium, gotten new and important information about Project Atlas, discovered that the magical essence of Lafandi was being drained away, and that the Guardian and Ithium itself weren't doing well in the face of that magic loss. Now switched back to their proper gems and powers, they began to make plans and decisions for what comes next. And that is where we will pick up tonight. In Ithium. You guys are all gathered in the Master Mage's ready room, essentially.
Oh, goodness. We have a lot to do. Here, everybody. Everybody gets a hero point.
Another one? Or is this still the first one?
This is the one.
This is the first one.
Oh, okay. Right. Thank you.
Is this just like right after we left off there, or is there any time passage?
No, it's going to be right.
Okay.
We're picking up right where we left off.
Yeah.
I am making like all the lists. The to-do lists, the materials lists, the list of lists I need to make.
All right. I need to get back to your house.
My house.
Yes, your house, where the console is. We need to,
Have a confab.
I mean, you.
get something resembling a government back in place.
you know how to get there. That's not, I don't think we're, our group point. We can't all teleport there, so you're really the one who can get there.
Right.
And they're there so you can get in. Do you need keys?
No, I just more thought you might want to come as well.
I don't know anything about the government.
No, but it's your house.
It's your house.
Yeah, okay, but I also haven't been there in a while with us doing the magical girl things, and also, like, we have people I don't know staying there, and I lied and said that it's an acquaintance who won't
All
be
your
coming
stuff
back.
is there.
Yes. All that's there that I would need is like a
Okay,
few more.
look. You're overthinking this. I'm simply trying to say I thought you might want to go back to try to check on your parents and all of that, and obviously no longer be in Morganite form. But
It's kind of hit the point where right now I don't think going back to not being Morganite form is going to happen for a bit. And my parents have been, Dad's been radio silent. Mom's not going to be back for a while, but safe.
It
Okay.
still might be a good idea to check on your home and make sure everything's okay over there.
I don't think the console's going to steal from me.
no,
I know. I just,
Morganite, would you mind coming with me out to the wastes for me to check some stuff? Because
Sure.
I'm probably going to end up hurting myself, and it'd be awesome if you could heal me.
I can come with you, sure. Why?
I mean, that way you don't have to go to the house that it feels like you don't want to go to, and I can be a little more reckless because you'll be there to help me.
All right.
I mean, like, should I have lied just then? Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
It's fine.
What's in the wastes?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the weird crystals that I'm not letting the Guardian touch anymore, I got some of them out there whenever we fought the weird plant creatures at that laboratory, and I don't know, the place had a weird vibe about it, and I want to go back and double check things, and maybe get more crystals so we can have better answers. I don't know. Something out there wasn't right.
Shoot. Should I arrange them alphabetically, by priority, or in categories?
Categories.
Okay.
Don't alphabetize.
Yeah, that
Pick a
does
word.
seem worth investigating. Just as long as you're not on your own. And Amber, I don't want you, even though you're just going to meet up with the console, I don't want you going off on your own either. Alexandra, you up for checking on the console?
Sure.
Oh wait, no, oh no.
I know,
She has
but
horns.
just in terms of
See?
no one going off on their own right now, and honestly, I kind of figure Alexandra's going to be invisible most of the time.
Pretty much.
Oh.
I'm surprised Alexandra it's visible right now, honestly.
I think we're assuming that Alexandra.
I think I was about to say, I think we've all gotten used to, like, if we feel her thoughts nearby, like she's still thinking with us, she has to be here, so we're just gonna talk at an empty space.
Which hopefully is the one that she's occupying.
Makes it more fun for me.
Okay, then Emerald and I can keep working on this.
Yes.
Are you guys going to be okay?
I didn't know you knew how to make a spaceship, Ruby.
I know my way around certain things, Ruby says, being subtle because Talindra is still about.
Talindra's still out in the main area, just sort of like
I don't know how good her hearing is.
taking in everything. Like, wow. This is a place that LaFondians don't get to go.
This is a thing that's happening right now to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can't help with the building process, I can at least help move some heavy stuff.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense. All right.
Aren't we?
Alright, if anything comes up, then just get on the link and we'll...
What are we doing about our guests out there? She gonna stay here with you two?
Yeah, we can make sure she doesn't get into any trouble.
The guardian will speak up at that point because he's just been sort of standing in the doorway. She will be safe here for the time being.
You know
Is
what?
there
I
something
probably
we
get
can-
double because those things are prone to breaking.
Yes, Emerald. Guardian, is there something we can bring back for you to help you or give you a boost? I don't know. It's rough. If I find a pretty clear crystal, would that help you instead of like the nasty black ones?
No.
Oh.
You must stop what is happening to the planet.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, Morganite, you ready for me to hunt down a shadow?
We use the planet. He is a part of the planet.
Should we have Amber do the zip zap to get us closer, and then
It's opposite direction.
but Amber can turn into light.
Right. Because I can cover thousands of miles in moments.
The Amber Express?
Amber Express it is.
Sounds like we're splitting the party.
Oh no, Jim, we're sorry.
All right. I need to know who's going where. Who is staying in Ithium?
Sounds like Ruby. So Ruby and Emerald, I think, are staying in Ithium. Then
Okay.
Sodalite, Morganite are investigating the wastes in the lab, and then
Okay.
Amber and Alexandrite are checking in on the consul and the
Oh.
government.
Okay. Let's start with, okay. So the plan is that the Amber Express will take everybody to the outskirts of the lab and then zip themselves and Alexandrite to Morganite's house.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
basically, I mean, it's Amber zaps themselves there and then uses the GemStar teleport to come join me. And then they zark themselves back over there and then, hey, Alexandrite, come join me.
Okay.
The Amber Express.
Amber.
So we will start with stop 1 of the Amber Express, and we will begin in the ash wastes, just outside of the border of oh dear, my Larimar. My brain was like, what is the name of that place with the stuff?
I don't know.
So you're going to notice 2 things. Actually, why don't you go ahead and give me some perception checks, those of you who are there.
I was really hoping we'd just be given the notice things.
And also, just for funsies, how about a stealth check?
14 on perception, which is horrific.
Well, that was a really bad roll too.
Wow. And only
18.
a 22 on the stealth. Those are bad
18
rolls.
on perception
For shame.
and 21 on stealth.
Wow.
It's funny because my bonus, my roll is the same as your bonus. Okay, this isn't crap. What is going on? Roll 20, please. Can we not do this, bestie? I don't want this weird text box. We don't need it there.
Welcome
can
to
go
my
away.
world.
It can go away. I'm reloading. It's annoying me. I've done my rolls. It doesn't.
All right. So you will take note of 2 things. The first being that there seem to be increased patrols, just sort of in the area of the entrance to the lab. And the lab, the fort that you now know to house a lab seems to have changed somehow, but you can't put your finger quite on what. And at the moment, you don't think anybody has noticed you.
Okay. Okay, patrols by the military?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the actual facility is technically inside of Larmar. It's essentially an entrance from the waste into the new area.
Okay. Well. Okay. And I can just I automatically know something that going out into the wastes itself, bad idea. Like there's no viable information out there.
Probably not. There's really almost nothing out there.
Okay.
I mean, if you think you can get some information from the ashy remnants of what once was, maybe.
I am not one with nature like that. I don't. Okay, so then need to get back down in the labs.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Maybe somewhere that has records of what was going on here. Reports and records of what they were doing. Or do we just go for more physical evidence?
I mean, as we work our way in, we can see what we find. If we can get down into the lab again of the weird plants that eat light or whatever they were.
There was something about them that was because those plants messed you all up, but like
they were absorbing my light. I mean, they were weird.
It didn't bother me.
They didn't?
I don't know. Like
it wasn't
I'm curious, but
it wasn't just the plants, it was also the two
yeah
really mutated creatures.
Well, yeah, I was still calling those plants.
Same.
Well, okay, no, there were the critters on the outside too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go hunting for paperwork first and deal with humans or Lafondians. And if that's too easy, then we can go hunting monsters.
Do want to mention I'm not nearly as good at sneaking as you are.
We'll figure this out.
I mean, I remember when we were in the console, we did the kind of like
that shadow bubble thing.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's gonna work again.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Wait. I don't know everything about this place, but I can at least pop us in between shadows I can see.
That would probably work.
And then when we pop out between places, can you make your shield look like the wall that we'll be standing next to? So it's like, because you can make it.
I think. I could probably, with your aid, make it keep the shadowy appearance.
Well, psychosis. That work? The one that or hallucinations.
That might.
Yeah, I bet if I combine hallucinations with it, we could just walk straight through if we did that thing. Screw jumping through shadows. I'll just supply a hallucination effect so people just don't see us when we're in your bubble.
I think that would work. I'm guessing.
Dear GM, does that make sense? Would that work?
Sure.
Gemstar power combination.
Who's spending
Let's
the
go.
hero point?
I'll spend it. Okay.
I honestly, I have a whole collection of them, so I'm spending one.
Okay.
All right. Where is that on the bingo? Gemstar power combination.
Bam! So do we need to roll, or is this just gonna
No.
help us get through?
It will assist you into entering the facility.
Yay, little hamster ball.
So as you enter the facility, at first everything seems the same. And then as you start to walk deeper into the facility, you realize why it seems different. This place has been rebuilt.
Have the technology.
Instead of a steady decline as you walk deeper into the facility, it's all even and flat. And instead of the hallway of what you're pretty sure were various laboratories, you're seeing hallways that lead into various like barracks areas. So it doesn't seem to be
a lab anymore.
That's going on. Okay.
Cover
well,
up.
Can we tell where offices are, or maybe where officers, commanding officers or people like that are?
You would be aware that generally, in a facility like this that are actually barracks and are actually a place that is essentially a border entrance, that the commanding officers' quarters are typically the furthest back and off of the, for lack of a better word, enlisted men's hallway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely want to head down that way and try to eavesdrop on what might be happening.
Let's go.
And or if an office is empty, I am definitely taking shit.
All right, so you make your way to where you think, with your little bit of knowledge of military things, you make your way through the hallways to where you're pretty sure that the CO's office would be, or their room, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And the door is closed.
The cliche, put my ear to the door and listen for anyone in there.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
May as well. Or
what?
You don't hear anything.
I'm gonna listen.
All right, give me a perception check.
Give me a sec. My sheet had closed without me knowing. It wants to be mean.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You also don't hear anything in there?
Go ahead.
I think it's empty.
Awesome. Okay.
Hold on. And you feel and you look down towards your feet, and Mousy is squeezing under the door. And you wait a few seconds, and Mousy squeezes back out under the door. It's really dark in there, and somebody's sleeping.
Okay. I want. Oh, this could be bad. Okay. I want to. Okay.
Totally wants to assassinate someone.
Well, how many days has it been? Terrible. That's terrible. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry,
That's a
guys.
t-shirt idea. It has been X days since Sodalite stabbed someone, and the little tag is being ripped off, so it says whatever number and 0 is underneath.
Okay, Morganite, because you're here, I'm not going to be irresponsible.
Okay.
Should I go ahead and go in and try to find information, or should we just try somewhere else?
We can always try somewhere else and come back.
Okay.
So this could be like the last stop, and in case it goes bad, we can just go back to Ithium with the teleport.
Oh, yeah, exactly. At minimum, I will be shadow hopping us. Be a little longer than Amber Zappy Zap, but
I mean,
okay. Instead, all right. So the barracks look. There's a bunch of soldiers in their barracks, right?
Mhm.
Shit.
I mean, there are people moving around through the different hallways, doing whatever it is that soldiers do, whatever they're stationed there to do. As you enter the front area, there is sort of it looks like some kind of processing center where people who are wanting to cross from the Ash Wastes into Larimar might have to stop and, like a border crossing, essentially. Okay. So that means that there is some kind of
record keeping.
Yes, but the building itself obviously has some kind of throughway from one side to the other, from not Larimar to Larimar. Otherwise, it's not a border crossing. It's just a building you go into.
Okay. You wanna go check out Larimar for a little bit?
Sure. Do we remember how we first got into the underground lab?
Well, that's the confusing part, because
the labs that we knew
the labs, but because we went through the labs, and then there was that door with the people pounding on it, and it got kicked a lot, I think, by Alexandrite. Ruby punched it a lot, and then Alexandrite kicked it once, or vice versa. I don't remember, but we got in, and then we had to go down the creepy stairs to where the creepy
that's discrimination, and it's extremely rude.
I saw Calvin's face. I saw Calvin's face.
Alexandrite is known for being very aggressive with doors.
Yeah.
So much so that a building fought back.
Right.
True.
I'm barely remembering that someone was fighting with the door, and it was because they were trying to punch it in, and it needed to be pulled. It was something like that was going on.
I did not say you were wrong. I just simply said it was rude. So
I just love that as you're talking, and then you're and then Ruby probably got in with one. I just see Calvin.
So Calvin's reactions on bingo.
Why don't you guys?
Calvin's face is not on mute.
I'm sorry.
I don't think Calvin's face has a mute function.
No, but it's a bingo square.
Not
still.
even a little.
Why don't you lovely people give me just a straight intellect check?
And the smart one.
Let me know if anybody has eidetic memory.
God, why? I have
left the eidetic memory.
I have connections. Amber's the one with that.
I'm just
a straight intellect.
Okay.
Straight intellect.
I will accept that.
No,
you should not accept a 12. You're smarter than that.
I'm not.
So, Soda, when Mary asks, well, do you remember how we got into the lab in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
You start to kind of think back, and you're like, okay, yeah, so we descended a bit, the floor itself was descended a bit.
Yeah.
And it was like as we got deeper into the place, we were going deeper underground, but there was that doorway. And I think it was over here. So you make your way to where you think you recall that right around the area that doorway would have been.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Let's see. Let me have a look-see at something. Sorry, I'm looking at your sheet. Give me a minute.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well-informed. That's the other one. Fun facts on well-informed.
Why don't you go ahead and give me an investigation?
Sure. 16. Ugh. I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm gonna use the luck point I didn't use last week to re-roll that.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. I will fully accept a 24.
All right, so you're kind of investigating over there where you think this would have been, and you're kind of pushing on the walls and around the floor, trying to, and again you hear a little voice, knock on that wall again.
Okay.
It's hollow back there.
Yeah, right?
And as Mousy says that, you kind of step back a bit and you kind of look around you and you go, and you think, yeah, this seems shorter than last time. So there's something hidden back there.
So I can assume there's shadows in there.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, I might get myself stuck in a wall, guys. You don't need to know or accurately sense your destination to teleport there. Just be able to generally describe it.
Behind the wall I'm looking at,
Yeah. I must use shadows to teleport through. So if I find the hollow point and I just say, I'm going to go in the middle of that shadow.
Sure. I'll allow it. It's not like there will be consequences or anything.
No,
I'm
of
so
course not.
terrified. I'll be right back.
Worst case, you get stuck in a wall, you can teleport back to me.
Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna leave Mousy out here just in case. I don't know. This could be bad. Can Mousy come to me now? Hasn't that been a thing that like our companions can get to us? Like teleport to us?
If Mousy can teleport with us when we teleport.
She's typically been with you when you guys teleport.
Yeah, she kind of lives in one of my pockets.
Yeah.
So maybe, you don't know.
Yeah,
It's fine because your companion isn't here and it makes me feel better if she's with you for a little bit. So give me a second.
And my companion's a jerk.
This is a bad
plan. I don't think you've given him enough time.
He flies away every time we talk.
I don't like this
Cats
plan.
do the same thing. I don't know. Anyways.
He's not a cat.
And she's gonna shadow out.
All right, so you boop to the hollow place. and we're officially going to call it that. You boop to the hollow place.
Hollow place.
That's not a setup for a horror movie at all.
And as Sota discovers that there's nothing on the other side, including a floor, we are going to jump over to Mary's house.
No.
Hold on. I haven't quite finished my lock spell yet. Okay, we're good.
So,
I'm very sad we don't have a gem pet as sassy. We are sassy about the gem pets.
So Amber,
Yes.
where are you zarting yourself to so that Alexandrite can join you?
Yeah. So I would zark myself to being out of view of Mary's house, but close enough that I can walk there.
Okay, so just a little alley somewhere.
Yeah.
All
We've
right.
gone to that alley so much.
I know. It's a busy alley.
At least it's not a toilet.
I was gonna say, you sure it's not a bathroom we need to
Yes.
go to?
I mean,
I can't zark myself to a toilet.
I'm sure that somebody's peed in there before,
Well, that's probably true.
but all right. So you get there, and I'm assuming Alexandrite joins you as agreed upon.
Yep.
And I'm not initially invisible so that Amber knows when I get there.
I mean, you can be invisible and just mentally contact me and say,
That's true.
Go boo.
Let's
here.
go. Bingo
Tap on the
square.
shoulder.
Boo, I'm here. All right. So you guys are free to move about the cabin.
all right. So my thoughts are, like I said, that we need to have a talk with Council Hydrox, figure out what the future of the consulate is, what the future of everything is. With Acosta dead, with
Do
the
we still
Imperator. Huh?
do we still have Solus in the
What? Do
In
we
the
still
building?
have Solus in the rotunda?
I think so.
Probably.
I
Sure
need to
do.
go out and clear those.
Yeah, sure do.
We still need to get Mary exterminator.
Yeah, but that's
That's a future you problem.
Or just, we just let them be. They'll be fine.
the problem being that I feel that Braylon needs to be the one to talk to the council.
Well, certainly not going to be the demon.
Well,
I mean, they've seen you.
Right, but also now they're going to learn all the bad things that are happening because of Shadowfall. So probably not best to bring a Shadowfallian. There. Phalian? Okay.
yeah, but
I was going to say a shadow person, but that feels worse.
You can explain stuff to them.
A hard pass.
on the other hand, one of the advantages of me being me is I can stay in GemStar state and make myself look like not GemStar Braylon.
And I can always just whisper things in your ear.
Or communicate with me telepathically.
That's what I meant.
Yes. All right.
Your virtual ear.
Because I'm definitely not going to go around whispering things in all of the other people's ears.
Please don't.
I was like, you probably
I
will.
said I wasn't.
You will probably just sit there right next to Braylon's ear, like blowing on their ear as you think what you're telling them. Just to put them off. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's do that.
That.
So yes, I will make myself look like not Amber Braylon,
Just Braylon.
just Braylon. But I'm not detransforming. I'm just using my inborn Groot shapeshiftiness to. And then yeah, we'll walk over to Mary's house.
All right. Are you planning to just enter the house? Or are you knocking?
I will knock and call for council for the councilman and for Barvis.
But I want to know what you're doing clothing wise.
I will make myself look like I'm wearing the regular jadeite.
Oh, you can make clothes. That's right, because you can do inanimate objects.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, think Mystique from the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
So, Consul Hydrox actually answers the door.
Okay.
And he's a little bit surprised, seems a little bit surprised to see you. And, oh, Braylon, I was concerned that you had gotten caught up in everything going on at the Rotunda. I haven't seen you.
Yeah.
Could not find you, so.
Well, and you're not wrong. Getting caught up in it is exactly what happened. Trying to remember who else is still there. It's also the council.
That is what I'm looking for right now. Because
Portia Cooper of Larimar.
yes, who is
And
still tied up in the
Ocean-
chair, by the way.
What?
Who is still tied up in the chair, by the way.
Wow.
It hasn't actually been that long since we left them.
And Consul Dorna of Bria.
Right.
Who Borvis was the aide to.
Right.
And Dorna kind of peeks in from the kitchen area. Oh, okay. And goes back into the kitchen. Come in.
Yeah.
You just awkwardly hold the door a little bit longer open.
Right.
I do tap your shoulder twice to let you know that I'm in.
Okay.
I'm a dick. I'm not that much of a dick.
Thank you. So how about I fill, well, we should fill each other in for what we know of what has happened since all
Minutes
that.
ago.
You're at Mary's house.
I'm afraid I don't know who Mary is, but yes, we were rescued from the Rotunda, where apparently we had been soulless, and then we were not, and then we were brought here to safety. Portia has been kind enough to be Portia. And he kind of gestures over to
Right.
the honorable consul from Larimar, who is
Tied to a chair.
tied to a chair with a gag in her mouth because she won't shut up.
Right.
And
Alexandra, it's gonna go over and like tickle her.
Of course she is.
Telepathically, it's not nice to taunt the council.
and she kind of goes,
Just so much more fun.
We were rescued by these very nice young women, a group of gem mages, I believe. Though they were different than gem mages I've previously encountered, but they rescued us, brought us here for safety, and they and Borvis went off to save the Imperator, I think. And we've not heard back from any of them. That was roughly 2 days ago.
Wiki, question.
Yeah.
Borvis
Borvis.
came with us to rescue the Imperator.
It came with you to the Rotunda. Went with you to rescue the Imperator.
Where's that beefcake?
Did not. You haven't seen Borvis since Teacup.
Knocked us out.
Yes.
Was he in the mines with us? No, that was after Teacup knocked us out.
Yes. The last time you saw Borvis, he was in the Imperator's bunker.
Right.
Where you were all knocked out.
Okay.
So the last time you saw him, you guys were in Larmar.
Okay.
And he was not with the Imperator when she rode in.
Yeah. Okay. So that is
Eobanon.
That is a thing to follow up on at some point. Actually, rather than trying weird esoteric, I might just try his Vox. But okay. But that's neither here nor there. For the moment. Right. So I was sent here by they call themselves the GemStars. That's how I knew where to find you. The Imperator was rescued.
That is good news.
And Acosta, or at least a being pretending to be Acosta, is no longer among the living.
That is less good news.
He just hears from the abyss. He was melted. Just like out, like just sound coming from.
Please don't actually do that.
What was that?
Is Council Dorna and Portia in this room?
Dorna is in the kitchen.
Uh-huh.
You can kind of hear things tinkling. She's possibly making tea or making food. You're not sure, but she's in the kitchen. Portia is in this room, tied to a chair.
Right.
First, her reaction to hearing that Acosta is no longer among the living. She starts to struggle against these bonds even harder than she normally would, and like kind of making accusatory head nods toward you, and she looks slightly unhinged to know that information. And when the disembodied voice enters the room, she ceases movement of all kinds. And her eyes go really wide. She's just kind of looking around. Have you brought someone with you?
Yes.
She followed me home. Can I keep her?
The purple one of the GemStars is with me.
Oh.
But her appearance is somewhat unusual. She thought it would be easier for us to talk without her making an appearance. I wasn't counting on her chatting.
I mean, we've all seen her.
Right.
I don't. And he kind of like addresses the emptiness in the room because he doesn't
Assuming
really.
that was where the voice was before.
Because he like doesn't really know where you are, so he just sort of addresses the general area of where your voice came from. Young lady, we're all different. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You can participate visibly if you wish. It would be better for my heart if you did.
So with that, she's just going to she's gonna go up behind him and then become visible. Then just resting her hand on his shoulder. Cool.
He will go, I knew you were going to do that because you seem like the type. Then he will turn back to Braylon and please continue.
So, yes, I thought it was best to check in with you because with the Imperator safe and with likely Acosta's military efforts at least delayed, I thought it was important that we see if what is left of the council is going to reassemble. Obviously, the rotunda is not safe yet, but
I honestly, there will be a power vacuum within the ranks of Acosta's troops and units. A good, probably close to half of the military was, probably still is, very loyal to Acosta, and there will be some chaos among those ranks until the vacuum chooses whomever is able to grab control of those units. So we probably have a little bit of time before that becomes a possible issue.
all the more reason why we need the council to assemble and start establishing some sort of order before the military is able to.
Well, I believe that we probably need to speak with the Imperator. There are 3 of us here, and the rest are either still in the rotunda, which is not a good place to be,
No.
or are scattered to the 4 winds and will need to be rounded up.
And most likely, in some cases, when you went missing, they had appointed me as the interim counsel.
Oh, well, yes, I would have done the same.
So I suspect that there are probably other adjuncts who have found themselves in a similar temporary position.
Probably.
All right. Alexandrite. The GemStars are in communication with the Imperator. They could
Oh, I have my own channels for reaching the Imperator.
Are they still accessible?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, then you don't need me for that. Council Dorna?
Yes, would you like some tea?
I would.
Thank you. That would be lovely. Have you heard from Borvis since he went off with the GemStars?
And you hear some clink, 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 clink. And then she comes out of the kitchen with a little tray that's got different teacups and, you know, tea service on it. She kind of sets it.
Slightly blanch at the sight of the teacups, but
actually, one of the teacups on the tray is the teacup is named after. And she will kind of slide it onto the little table that's sort of situated in the middle of the main room of the house. And no, I have not, but that's not unusual. He will contact me when it is necessary.
If he's able.
He will contact me when it is necessary.
Okay. Well, then I have discharged my responsibilities to fill you in. At this point, what would you like me to do?
Well, we could use assistance in organizing this whole endeavor. We will need to locate a place for us to be rounded to. We will need to know when the rotunda is safe for us to return. That is a whole situation that, and he will turn to Alexandrite and go, I believe that you or one of your fellows was the one capable of healing the soulless.
Yeah, the pink one. She does our healing.
We would probably need for her to do that more at the rotunda.
Think she can do that more.
Until I speak with the Imperator, that is all I can think of. We are all operating in unknown territory. Well, this has been exciting. She takes
What
this.
about the Chancellery?
As far as I understand, they are still within their defensive bubble and have cut off communication with the rest of the continent. But again, it has been days and I am receiving my information piecemeal from various places, sources. So
well, I suppose I could start looking.
well, in that case, let me you'll excuse me. And he sort of stands up and walks toward the back door, which is sort of inside the little hallway where you go out into the back garden area.
Uh-huh.
And he sort of disappears into the backyard. That man likes his little secrets.
He's a politician, don't you all?
Oh, yes, we do. We definitely do. He still, as long as we have known each other, will not tell me how he is able to contact the Imperator. And I've tried to wheedle it out of him, I promise you.
On the other hand, if you don't know, you can't be interrogated to get it out of you.
Well, sure, but I think it's more of a if I don't know, I can't contact the Imperator.
Yeah, probably a little bit of both.
I mean, if that's what he's doing, I can just go outside and look.
No.
Do it.
You see her go. You
Do
see her
it.
go. Now that would be cheating.
Do it. And then hold it over her head because it's something you know and she doesn't.
Hush, Palpatine.
So, as Amber and Alexandrite try to figure out what their next moves are, and
Well,
as Sodalite,
Alexandrite, what's something to eat?
the
Raid
kitchen's right in
Mary's
there.
house.
And as
I'm assuming there were biscuits with the tea.
Oh, sure. There's a whole little service.
Yeah.
And as Sodalite discovers that she has no floor under her, we are going to go ahead and take our break there. We should be back in about 5 to 7 minutes. We're going to take a few moments, get up, stretch our legs, refill our drinks, all of that. I'm going to review how fall damage works, and we will be back. So,
To win. The universe is on our side. But I'm remembering one of the most important rules of science and magic. The universe wants balance. And I don't know what that means for them. What is lost because we got this? What am I going to lose because I got this? I can't do nothing.
Right. I understand, and I don't want you to do nothing forever. I want to make sure you're okay. Even with everything we have to deal with, I just want to make sure my friend is okay. Or as close as you can be.
I reach up and grab her, cup her hand in mine. Right now, at least, I'm okay. I've had plenty of sleep. I'm not hungry. And there's a direction for us to go in. For now, that's enough.
All right. But if you ever feel overwhelmed by all of this, you need to promise me that you'll come to me. That you'll say something before it's too late.
I can't make a promise I can't keep. But if it makes you feel better, I suspect you'll know long before it reaches that point, and not just because you can hear the thoughts in my head.
Well, I don't know if I'm that good at reading people, but I guess
Sure you are.
I can be on your wavelength if that's what it takes. All right, well, since we're still doing this, I'm gonna reach out back home and see if things are still an issue over there. If not, then maybe I can get us some supplies from the guild as well. We could probably use some raw materials for fuel or something like that.
I think at the very least, if we can get one of the derelict mines as a place to get all the materials, so we can get things delivered from Palace Aramotas, get things delivered from the guild, and at least coalesce them there, and then find a way to transport them here. That would at least be a good start.
Yeah, exactly what I was
Hey,
thinking.
Ruby,
Yeah.
give me a straight intellect check, please.
Ooh. Ooh.
Actually, give me mining expertise
Okay,
as
that's
well.
much better. Oh, as well or instead?
As well.
Okay. So, intellect, 9. I feel like I should re-roll that. I probably should have been keeping better track of how many points I had, but I think it would just be 2. Actually, no, let me see how the mining check goes. Neither of these are great, but I'll re-roll that intellect check.
Don't do that.
Okay.
It's enough to, you have a, as you guys are starting to move, you've made the decision on how you're going to proceed, and you suddenly have this thought of, well, wait, what about the new place? What about out in the Ash Wastes on top of the Ashkeeper Mountains? Nobody goes out there. There wouldn't be, it wouldn't be overly sus to have supplies being ferried from Eopinon to the new mining town that's being set up.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I thought there was still like a few people around there, but I guess it's like a.
Well, they are.
Less
There's it's like the setup town, which is like 30 or 40 people, but it's a very large space, and you're the boss. They don't need to know what you're doing.
True. I mean,
You can just tell them business, business, business.
Yeah, the Ash Waste would actually be a pretty good place to launch from, because it's like.
Yeah, tell them business, business, business. Mind your business.
That is a good point. Arcelia will make a brain note of that, but then actually try to make contact with home, because she doesn't know if people are still looking for her. I guess she would call her mother.
Oh no. So I'm assuming you're using your Vox.
Yep.
So are you calling the office line or her personal line?
Last time she tried the office line, there was someone there, so we'll go with the personal line. And it'd probably be easier to, for her mother to lie if she needs to.
So the Vox chimes about half a time before your mother's voice says, "Home now," and then hangs up.
Okay, well, being able to go back home is a good sign. She'll call her father. Which she probably should have done in the first place.
Personal or business?
Yeah, personal.
So it rings a few times before your father picks up. Says, Arcelia, your mother is livid. And he's whispering.
Oof. Yeah, I heard. I don't know what's going on. I wanted to call to check in.
All I know is that some military government types waltzed into her office a couple of days ago and accused you of some things. And yeah, you really should just come home. And yes, dear, I'm right there. Look, she's really upset. Get here, get home.
I'm not sure how quickly I can.
Even your sister is hiding. I gotta go.
Oh no!
And then hangs up.
Oh, that's a really bad sign. Okay. How's she even gonna get there?
Final list complete. Checks off. Make all lists.
So, Arcelia wanders back. So, good news and bad news?
What's that?
The good news is, I mean, at least things aren't bad enough. I can at least get back to Eopanon without worrying about getting arrested, probably. I can at least go back, which is something I was worried about.
Okay, that's good.
Bad news is my mother is very angry, like apocalyptically so, which is a rarity and not one I'm usually on this side of.
Are we avoiding or confronting head on?
We can't avoid forever, especially if we want to use the guild resources. There's probably no way for me to do that without her knowing.
Okay. Let's go.
Also, you are also aware that avoiding makes it worse.
Yeah.
So much worse.
Then let's go. I'd love to meet your mother.
Great. That would be nice, actually. I mean, I have been out here helping out friends, and it would be nice to have some backup on that story.
Let's do it.
Okay, shoot. We don't have the Amber Express. I guess we could just see if Amber is finished. Everything that's going on over there is pretty important. I didn't want to call them away.
Yeah. I don't... You know...
Didn't consider that we'd have to leave.
Let's check something real quick. I'm gonna hop on the interwebs, the intergems.
The intergems? Okay.
Am I still wanted?
You can't find any public channels that mention you at all.
Okay. I'm gonna get out. I don't know, what is this? My fifth burner phone, my burner box.
Do you want to borrow mine?
No.
Fair.
I definitely do not. I am going to... I don't remember. Did I... I'm going to go ahead and say she doesn't remember either because I don't remember. I am going to attempt to call the captain of my ship.
Okay.
Because I don't remember if I told him to lose or destroy his phone or just delete my message or what.
I don't believe you told him to do anything of that nature.
Yep.
You got rid of your phone. I think
Yeah.
it's off somewhere in the expanse right now.
broken in half.
Probably being eaten by something.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna try and call my captain.
After a normal number of chimes, he answers. Yes.
Is it safe to talk?
Sure.
Okay.
He seems confused for a second, like he doesn't recognize your voice.
Do I sound different as a GemStar?
Not to you, Ruby.
Yeah, you sound the same to me, but also GemStar.
Yeah.
Try speaking with like a deeper voice.
Yeah, it's Kingsley. I've got a voice changer thing in case it's not safe.
He's like, you can like picture him in your head going, okay. Can I? What can I do for you? He's just so confused.
Yeah. Is Ruby's bully in this room? I think you said no. I'm gonna confirm. No. All right, I'm gonna detransform.
Okay.
All right. I need you to pick me up and take me to Eopanon. Where are you right now? And are you near the ship?
I'm in the valley. I'm on the ship.
Excellent.
Where am I picking you up?
Let me verify that for in just 1 second. One second. Guardian? Is there a quick and easy way to get off Ithium? Just the two of us? We just need to be just outside of it.
Certainly.
Okay. Could you just send us... Look at the map.
Quick question for the GM. Do we have to be, like, back as a team to go back to the previous jump point that we group teleported from?
Yes.
Map of Lafandi. There you are.
There are a number of small mining towns just outside of the anti-magic bubble, essentially.
Yeah. Then I'm going to this small mining town. Can we go there? We are in blah, blah, blah. It's a small mining town. I give directions that are sufficient to get him there.
I am familiar. Palace Aramotos actually has interests there.
Oh, how lucky.
It will take several hours, but I will see you then.
Excellent. Thank you.
And as Ruby and Emerald prepare to make their journey to this small mining town to be picked up, to go do whatever they're going to do.
God knows what.
to go to Ruby's Doom back in Eopanon. Speaking of Doom, let's rejoin Team Larmar in the void of fallingness. Sodalite, you've just booped yourself into the hollow and discovered that it is in fact completely hollow.
Yep.
And that there is nothing under you. And you begin to fall. In the darkness.
That's
you
all that happens.
Fall into the darkness.
She will scream out along their connected mines. The one sentence, there's no floor.
Huh.
Before.
And GemStars, all of you hear Soda Light's voice say, "There's a floor!" in your
Excuse me?
brains.
What does that mean?
Soda, why don't you give me an acrobatics check, please?
Just over the mind link after that of just the, oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay. Oh.
Somebody math that for me.
Hey, bingo square.
That's a success by 18, 5, 10, 15, 3 levels of success.
4, because
Because it's 5.
Getting it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
4 levels of success.
4 levels of success. If they were falling a distance of
So
500 feet or less, they don't take any damage.
Oh, that's no fun.
You are a cat.
Hey, hey, super sensory for a reason, yo.
So you panic for a moment.
Oh yeah.
As you're falling, and then you suddenly remember, wait,
Squirrels do it.
I know parkour.
No, you actually suddenly remember, because you can't really see anything, and you can't, you put your arms out and you can't really feel anything, but you suddenly remember shadows.
Oh.
And you sort of float
Ride the shadows.
on the shadows downward until your feet hit solid ground. It's still very dark.
I feel like it was less floating and more falling down a tree very aggressively.
Falling with style.
Yeah,
And
it was definitely like the town, just like
It was falling with style, yes.
Yeah.
Panic in the head. Tata, are you okay?
But the next time she gets points and she buys that ability, then it's gonna look fancy.
Just spent a whole bunch of points to make Mousy my sidekick. Okay, yeah, so like questions come in and she's like, sorry guys, false alarm. I mean, no, there
was no floor.
There was no floor, but I'm fine. I made it. It didn't hurt too bad. At all.
So you're okay.
Jemmy, can you meet me here and bring a light? I like the dark, but this is too much.
You mean Mary?
I'm sorry.
Would you like the character and not the player? I'm not sure how.
I'm completely honest. I think I'll be less helpful.
Mary, could you meet me?
Yeah.
It's so confusing in my mind that we're all GemStars and
I know.
And just
I know. Yeah, sure.
And there's the Mary and the Mari and the.
It's just Mary. But you
Jenny
can all
and
call her
Jenny.
Mari.
Mari, what?
Just Mary.
Mary.
Hey, you.
Anyway, Mary will boop down with you. Still holding Mousy up a little, like, I worry about her sometimes.
There's a lot to worry about. And then, boop! You are also in the dark.
I will activate my light.
And, woo! You light up.
Does it light as much as it should?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
You look around you, and first thing you notice is that if you look up, you can see a very large shaft of stone, and all around you is what remains of the wooden staircase that you once walked down. And it seems to have met its end with fire.
Ooh. Didn't we have something to do with that?
Nope.
No. Okay.
We just kind of fell down the stairs a bit.
You now understand why the because it was very, 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 very weird that this staircase was built with wood.
Yeah.
And now you can understand why.
Mm-hmm.
And by your estimation, using what little bit of light reaches up, you would say you probably fell 150 or so feet when you
I'm gonna need to work on that.
booped into the nothingness.
That was that was
Whoa.
that was a little too risky.
Is it an empty room or is it the nothing? Because those are two very different things.
I mean,
Under the
I booped into
staircase.
nothingness and I found emptiness. Wait, that was existential.
And as you look, you are absolutely positive that this, where you are, is what used to be the laboratory that was full of the various specimens and creatures and whatnot in the pods.
Okay.
But it seems that nothing remains. There are a few wires and whatnot here and there, but there are no pods. There are no data. There are no data port areas. There are nothing of the lab that says, oh, this was a secret evil lab. It's all gone.
It's been packed up.
Do you have your Vox on you?
Yeah.
Can you do the thing where you keep an image with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we need to have evidence of this, and I don't normally have to bring back evidence. I'm not used to this. I don't want a Vox. Can you just take the image thing?
I'm on it. Mary will go take a few photos.
So remember that right now, you guys, LaFonte doesn't have image capturing the same way we do.
Oh, yeah.
It will capture an image, but it kind of is going to look like pixelated stained glass.
Not gonna work that well.
Better than nothing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And honestly, unless you're trying to prove that you found an empty
Yeah, it's more of like
cavern.
like when we get back to the rest of the group to be like, look at this weird shit, because like,
well, I mean, you can just send them that image right now.
oh, that's
Yeah, no.
right.
So it's kind of
I'm tired.
You just fell 150 feet. It's fine.
I don't think we're gonna find much else here, honestly. If they've got this packed up so easily,
It's super weird that they did it this fast.
I think they were ready to get out of this quickly.
Right? There's something going on.
You guys maybe want to give me an investigation check.
Yes.
I don't have a good investigation.
I
Do
have
it anyway.
I rolled a 0.
You literally can't roll a 0.
No, I mean I owe plus
Oh,
nothing.
you have a 0 in okay. Sorry.
Actually, investigation I think can't be used untrained.
Then no, I can't.
All right.
I can
How about if you just perceive something for me?
I would love to. That's
Please.
natural 20.
Thank goodness, because I got a 13 on my investigation.
So that's a 32.
All right. Morganite, you are like kicking some things around and you're like, I just can't believe that they got everything out of here so quickly. And as you say that, you sort of kick at something and looks like a data crystal that was maybe lost in the move.
Well, maybe not everything.
What did you find?
Data crystal?
Sure, let's go. That is, I'm satisfied. Unless we want to like go into Larimar itself, but
Not really.
no, we should have the whole crew. Okay, man, teamwork is weird. All right,
But we did good.
yeah, No, okay, let's shadow hop back.
Or we could, if we're going just back to.
Oh wait, can we? Yeah, we can just call.
We
Ruby
can
and
just
Emerald should
teleport to
still
each
be there.
other.
Ruby, Emerald, did you stay still?
What?
Ish?
Are
Are
you
you
still
still
there?
there?
I'm silly.
Yeah.
Great, we'll be right there.
What was the deal with the floor thing?
I'm just gonna we just boop in with you guys. Yeah, so I went through a wall and there was no floor, and so I fell.
Oh.
Like over 150 forearms. Not feet. What do we call measurements here?
Did you say forearms?
I did.
Is that the body part we measure with?
Bigger than a foot. I don't know.
Carrots.
That is not a measurement I want to be a permanent canon measurement.
I mean, that's how we measure gemstones.
Oh,
that kind of
yes.
carrot.
Yes.
Not a C. Okay.
Wow.
I was with you and Puppy. I was right there with you and Puppy.
I don't
pictured
want to measure in carrots, that's fine. But what I don't want to measure in is my forearm. Like, that would not be how I want to measure.
So,
you fell how far?
you guys are boop in and you're talking, and then you stop and realize that you are not in Ithium. Because Ruby and Emerald are halfway to a small mining outpost.
Yeah.
When you boop into them, and you're now just sort of on the outskirts of the Crystal Tile Mountains.
Oh, and by the way, once we get like visual sight of the town, we're gonna want to depower.
Sure, fine. We found a data crystal. Everything else there was packed up. It's back to looking like a normal, just fortress. Here, data crystal. Can I make a? Never mind.
Can I hook it up to my Vox and analyze it?
Why don't you give me a technology check first?
Okay. How about I give you a hero point and get a 41?
Okay, if you want to do that, that's
fine. You want a bingo?
No.
Okay.
I think he wants to guarantee we get every ounce of information out of those carrots.
And it's 10:05.
So the first thing you're going to notice before you put it into your Vox is that putting it into your Vox is a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
This thing is data locked up the wazoo. You are going to need some specialized equipment to have a chance to break these codes. And this seems like the type of data crystal that will essentially melt itself and whatever it is in, should you attempt to tamper with it.
So it's not.
So.
I can't take a look at this just yet.
I didn't think you could.
But, Soda, don't you have like a super special bag that can safely hold things?
Yes, snatch.
Yes, the super special bag being a bag filled with.
It's just my pockets.
It's my
pockets, but that's a special bag.
What are we doing on the ship? Why aren't we back?
We had to deal with some things in Iopanon, and I was hoping that if I could settle some family stuff that's going on over there, we could use some of the resources from the mining guild and also that new ash waste location somewhere out of the way that we can assemble
because I definitely want to go back there because Laramar's up to something. Like there was new stuff built and it was way too perfect and pretty and new, and they burned those stairs, and
They covered
All
it
of
up.
this happened way too fast. It doesn't.
Jim, how long ago were we there? Like 3 days?
It's been 3 or 4 days. It has not been a very long time.
So they raised the research lab and built something new in 4 days. Possibly less.
Yeah.
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
It's way too perfect. But
Yeah.
if we have a moment on the ship, then can I do something really quick?
Sure.
Yep. Mary's gonna try once again to contact her dad. She's not expecting anything, but
It's a compulsion at this point.
yeah.
Hello?
Dad?
Oh, hello.
Hi. You haven't been picking up in a while.
Yes, I keep forgetting to charge this thing.
Mm-hmm. Mom would throw a fit.
There's some pastel trauma.
How's your mother?
Mom's fine. You said, she told me that you were delayed, though, on coming back home?
Yeah, they had some kind of something going on in the capital and weren't letting people back in, so.
So when are you going to be home?
I am on my way there now, actually.
Awesome. I can start some tea?
Oh, that would be great. Can I speak to your mother?
Not right now. She has a headache, so she's laying down.
Oh, yes. Really need to see about those headaches.
Mhm.
Well, I should be home in a few hours.
Awesome. See you then. Hanging up. Right onto the mental link. Amber? Amber?
For now.
I don't know where we are in time. Am I able to?
Yeah, at the moment, you guys are probably just now sort of sitting around waiting for the consul to come back from
The garden.
Yes, back from the backyard doing whatever he was doing out there.
Then, yes.
My dad's gonna be home in a few hours.
What was that?
My dad's going to be home in a few hours.
Okay.
I need to get back to my house. So I'll be there in a few seconds.
Okay.
I might need you to fake as my mom.
What?
What?
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
Jemmy, it was when you called your dad, were you on speaker?
Speaker, but it was next to you, so you guys could definitely read the panic.
Well, but I want to know if I heard what your dad said.
Probably. I mean, even when your phone's not on speaker, you can hear if you listen.
Emerald, make me a perception check.
Yeah.
Uh, 40.
Yeah, you got most of it.
Hey, Mary,
Yeah?
does your mom have a history of headaches?
Does my mom?
Stress headaches, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
a bit.
Mostly caused by you.
Okay.
Oh, she gets
Just wanted
stressed
to
over
be sure.
everything I do.
I mean,
Just wanted to be sure.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Amber,
Oh.
because mom's with my aunt. My aunt?
it's where she was headed,
Yeah, that's what it said she was. Mom's supposed to be with my aunt.
which, give me an intellect check. Just a straight intellect.
Don't do that.
Or you might want to.
Do today.
I've had to do it twice now. I have 2 hero points. I'll use one of them.
Okay.
Well, that was not much better.
I believe. Oh, okay. Never mind.
No. I don't have a high
it's-
intellect.
good enough for your mind to go, yeah, but they should have, because your mother was headed to the place your father was supposed to be staying.
Wait, there's a lot going on. If my dad is home in a few hours, it means I really probably shouldn't have the console at my home. Nor should my mom not be there. Because he doesn't seem to know that she isn't there, which doesn't make sense now that I'm thinking about it. But a lot of this doesn't make sense.
Okay. I mean, getting you here is easy.
Getting the console out
might be a little bit more challenging.
Especially because my lie was that, that the people who were staying here were out of town. Because they were.
They were. Well, how about I'll go for a walk, you come to me, and then you come back to the house as Mary, saying, and let them know that your house is no longer open for
See, that's
squatting.
console.
No more squatting, you squatters.
Say that to them.
You're squeaking. I can't hear you.
Can I just say that to them?
Sure. Why couldn't you? It's your house.
They're the government?
In which case, if they say they don't want to leave, you got an excuse to tell your dad when he gets there.
That's fair. All right.
Some crazy magic superheroes dumped off politicians in our house. Sorry, Dad.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the truth.
Weirder things have happened.
Yeah, but
I mean, honestly, compared to everything else happening around LaFonde right now, that doesn't even rank as weird.
Yeah. No, the weird comes with the conflicting things going on. Because Dad and Mom should have crossed paths. And I mean, I don't think he hates her.
Well, that was definitely something to unpack later.
Yeah.
Do you need to check in on your mom?
Yes, I should really do that first. I'm gonna make a phone call while you do that go on a walk plan, Amber.
Okay.
Vox. Try him to call Mom.
No
Who
answer.
also hadn't been picking up.
No answer.
In fact, you get this Vox number is no longer in service.
What the fuck? Nope, that's the opposite of what needed to happen.
Yeah.
Mousy?
Yeah? What?
Do you know how to get contact to Ortisan?
Yeah, turn around.
Turning.
All right. So the mouse, you have like a medical bag, right?
Yeah.
All right. The mouse jumps onto your back and crawls down into your medical bag, and you hear her screaming somewhere in your medical bag. Orson! Orson, get back here! And she crawls out of your medical bag and goes, I think he's on his way.
What did you just...
He's going to kill me for telling you about this, but she crawls back into your medical bag.
No, don't.
And
Protect Mousy.
she seems to be rooting around a little bit, and then she struggles back out of your bag, and she has one of his long tail feathers in her mouth. This is how he can shock you.
He tracks me with a feather.
Think back to when we were playing as the Gem Pets, and what was the first thing I did
Gave a feather and said,
to the pangolin?
Yeah.
This is God, that bird tastes so gross. Yeah, so this is how he keeps track of you. Just, part of his job.
It's also kind of genius because there was no way I've been checking in there from mostly being magic healing. God, stupid smart bird.
Well,
You haven't given him a chance yet.
I repeat, he keeps leaving. Though now he's also been the one who's been watching over my mom. And Mom's number's not in service, so
Well,
I have questions for him.
I got nothing.
Ted said if he tries to fly away, can you pin him?
Okay. Wait. With what?
Something non-lethal.
Non-lethal, no, don't kill him, but
Okay, I'll try.
I'm not banning knives, I'm just saying non-lethal.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's just I probably shouldn't use knives if you want it to be non-lethal.
I've made a time of studying anatomy and stuff. There are ways to pin someone with a knife without killing them.
We just learned a whole lot about Mary just there.
I'm impressed. Okay.
She was studying medicine before getting magical healing.
Can I see these books?
Not quite like that. It's more just, knowing anatomy.
knowing non-lethal spots is just as important as knowing the lethal spots.
Probably more important.
Definitely.
Depends on the situation.
Definitely more important.
Yep.
So you guys, it takes another couple of hours to finish the journey to the mining town that you were headed to.
Yeah.
And you sort of arrive at more or less the same time that Kingsley's airship arrives at their little docking area. And you, I'm assuming, are you guys detransforming or?
Mm-hmm.
I had told him that we were going to detransform when we got within sight of the town.
Okay.
We need to. We would update Amber and Alexandra about what we're doing before that, though.
Yeah. I'm not detransforming. I will stealth about.
Yeah, you're super stealthy. That's fine.
I'm gonna stealth about. She is not comfortable in normal state anymore.
You also recognize this place.
Wait.
Yes.
Oh, I definitely can de-transform here.
Yeah.
You want me in this outfit, I promise.
You don't need those problems. So, are you going immediately to the ship?
I would think so.
On a lark, I'm just going to see if I can... I don't know if there's a town hall or... I'd like to know what the interests are here. With
Survival. Survival.
This is one of the one of the places that the palace has essentially joint custody of a mine. It's where some of their airship parts come from. Mostly the crystal, the magic crystals that keep the airships in the air. It's one of the places that those come from.
Good. Do I think this mine would have any crystals that we would need for our ship?
Maybe some that you could use, but you would need. There are better places to get what you need.
Okay. And I don't think there's anything else that I need or would be feed into wanting to take care of. So yeah, go straight to the ship.
Okay. So you guys get onto the ship, and it takes off, and it begins to, sort of lay in the course for Iokanon and all of that. And as you're in the air, and you've been on the move for maybe 20 minutes, everybody. Nope, go ahead.
I was about to say, Soda was wanting to like suss out the captain when we got on the ship to be like, the last time we saw you, we kind of had to bail after she's being accused of like really bad stuff, and you're just gonna pick us up after a few days. Like,
okay,
are you sketch?
What are you doing exactly?
I guess technically it was I don't know, streetwise or investigation were like the two I was thinking.
Are you just trying to like
get a read?
Get a read on him?
Get a read, get a vibe.
Give me an insight check.
Okay. The 12.
It's kind of hard to read. He looks like this is normal.
Okay.
So I guess weird question, but do Vox have like a find my feature or whatever?
No.
Nah, okay. So it's just going off an estimate of my own head of how long I have before I need to get back.
So everybody who is on the ship, please give me a perception check.
See, now I really don't wanna.
What are the odds that Sodalite falls twice in one episode?
Well, I got a 24.
That's another natural 20 for 32.
Yeah. Rolling in deep tonight.
Oh, so I spent a luck point and got a 37.
24 total.
Great. So you're all in the air. You're all going to notice it.
Oh no.
Emerald and Morganite will notice first. There is some kind of small object coming toward you.
Is it small or really far away?
Takes you a minute.
Is it an owl or is it a bone?
It's moving kind of erratically. Almost as if it's having trouble staying in the air. And
Morganite, is that Ortison?
I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Ortison!
And after a few moments, the owl just crash lands onto the deck.
Oh,
poor buddy.
My owl. Yeah, no, I still care about him.
He looks like he's been through something.
Ortison?
Your mother?
Yeah.
Taken. And then he passes out.
Oh no! Oh no!
Hey guys, I got bingo!
And we will find out next week what the heck is up with everything in these people's lives right now.
I mean, Elliot doesn't have any complaints. She's feeling pretty good right now. So.
Yeah, well, just you wait.
Yeah, I think Elliot's been messing with Dorna this whole time.
So, thank you for joining in our adventures tonight. For things that are happening around the network, tomorrow at 7 Eastern Time, the Freedom League Dark will return to pull everyone off of the cliff that they left us on last time. On Thursday, there will be a new blog post up on the website with details on USP's 2023 offerings for Origins Game Fair. Event registration for that opens on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. On Friday, our newest episodes from YouTube will also be posted to our website. And episode 6 of our podcast, Heroes of Tomorrow, will drop. Episodes 1 through 5 are available now on Spotify and at our website. As always, we here at USP want to remind you that we now have a Patreon with all kinds of fun rewards. You can check us out over there to see all of the great options. And of course, we will be back here next Tuesday for our next episode of GemStars. GemStars, I want to give everyone a chance to say goodnight and plug any projects they may have. Let's start with Aunt Puppy again.
I don't have anything. Like I said, Elliot seems pretty good. Nothing bad happening to her right now, so we're good.
Famous last word.
Key phrase right now.
She's fine. It's fine.
This is fine.
Just tempting.
It's fine. She's just on a planet that she doesn't know anything about. People she doesn't really know. The world she doesn't understand. Everything's in color. It's fine. I don't have anything, so I will pass it to Calvin.
Okay. Well, yeah, we covered a whole lot of stuff this episode, and there's still more stuff to do. And more kidnappings going on. So, yeah, look forward to that next week. Also, come back tomorrow to see if the Freedom League Dark can handle also splitting the party. It's a great idea.
I was thinking the same thing when we split up. I was like, oh, guess we're got an inspiration.
Yeah, we'll be fine. And of course, also check out the Heroes of Tomorrow podcast, new episode dropping on Friday. And if you're over on YouTube, please check out the Win with Dice channel, where we have weekly tabletop RPG podcasts and gaming streams, playing some Sims, and it's pretty fun. That's about it, so I'll pass it off to Joe.
Oh, hi. Yeah. Cut down yet again. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm Joe, and I don't know. Be crafty. It is not a tentacle. It is a dragon horn. Yeah, and make sure you take care of yourself. Drink water. Take your meds. We love you, Aaron.
Well, Wiki stole all of the announcements I normally make, so
Remake them.
Patreon, please come support us on Patreon. We have some fun stuff there, and it helps us, keep making more of this content for you. Heroes of Tomorrow, we are only 5 episodes in, so if you haven't already started listening, it's not a huge time commitment to catch up. It's roughly the length of 2 episodes of any of our streams, so you can find the time. Yeah, like Wiki said, all of the USP games for Origins will be featured on our blog on Thursday, and registration opens on Saturday. And if it is anything like last year, I would expect that most of our games will sell out in the first day. So if you would like to come play with us, you will have the opportunity to do so as long as you're able to jump on early. It's also important to note that we have a very special event at Origins that is a mega massive crossover table that will feature the characters from all of our streaming shows.
It's not frightening at all.
Huh?
So it's not frightening at all.
No. But all of the characters from our streaming shows coming together to stop Hades from destroying Earth. So If you've ever watched any of our shows and said, man, I want to play Professor Cephalopod, come to Origins and you'll get your chance. So
Heckin' fun.
yeah. And I will pass it over to my child, Jemmy.
Wow. Well, I'm here to be the daily reminder of, hey, go play bingo with us. We have a website, and we have the bingo cards all posted now, I think. Which means you should play bingo with us and see if you could have gotten bingo like I did. Which, it was funny, because I was like, man, I don't think I'm getting bingo tonight either. That's gonna suck. And then I was like, unless something did happen, and I was like, why is mom's number out of service? And then it's like, yeah, your mom has been taken. I'm like, great, well, there's bingo. We finally did it. The elusive bingo. Never
Because trauma.
Because trauma. Because a lot of trauma. There's a lot highlighted right now. It's not a lot of good. But other than that, time to restate some of the other things. Come listen to the podcast. It's a ton of fun. At least I hope. We have a ton of fun playing, and I have a blast annoying my father. So that's a pitch right there. Other than that, come back next week. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, that's kind of it. Brand?
Yeah. Listen, Friday we've got our Wonderful Heroes of Tomorrow, and I'm sure any session now will split that party too.
Soon.
And yeah,